Okay, I believe we're going to be live on YouTube. And so tonight is a very, very special night. I've been so excited about this all day. I was telling Brad, I said, one of the things, the many talents of my friend Lisa Ann is her ability to teach and train. And I can remember being a sales director. Man, it was probably back in the 90s, 80s, late 80s or 90s. And I remember Lisa Ann being in the top three. And she had done 1 million that year and she got to speak. And I just remember thinking how amazing she was. You had long hair, Lisa Ann, and it was awesome. And she and I got connected. I'm going to read her real accolades, but she and I got connected really right before I won the top director trip. She, I don't know if I think we kind of just connected backstage one time. And then she, in her area, she ended up coming to the Go Give area at the time, a little bit before that, I believe. But she was one of the girls, her and Tina D's, if it wasn't for them, I mean, when I went on my very first top director trip to China in 2013, she just, it's kind of good to have a friend. And so I was single. And so her husband kind of took care of me too. And then he passed me off to some of the other husbands during the week, tote my bags, take my pictures. And they were so glad to meet Brad. But anyway, we have a very special relationship. She and I have been prayer sisters, which just means we have a small group of women that pray together every week for, I believe, 7 years. We have prayed every week. That's a long time, and 6 or 7 years. And so it's my honor to introduce her. So my name is Cleta Colson-Eyre. Today is May the 3rd, 2020. And normally on tonight's Boss Babe Call, I will tell you about everything awesome for May. But I went ahead and did it on May 1st because I knew we had a guest speaker tonight. So you can catch it on my YouTube channel. Just look, it says all things about May. And I went over all the contests for the company. There's a lot of exciting things going on. But I wanted to give Lisa Ann plenty of time to talk to us tonight. So let me tell you a little bit about her, okay? So, I'll just read it right here. Okay, Lisa Ann began her journey when she had her first child, despite completing her master's degree and having accomplished a very successful pediatric nurse practitioner career. She desired to stay home and parent her children. She merely began Mary Kay to make extra money because she and her husband Bill were living paycheck to paycheck. She loves to learn, and that first year, she earned her first of 14 cars, 13 of which have been the prestigious pink Cadillac. In her career, she's led her unit to the $1 million status twice. And last year was one of them. And is currently number 8 in the nation. She has earned over $70,000 in diamond rings and other diamond jewelry, in excess of $2 million in commission during her career, and has earned 18 world-class trips all over the world. Her highest check in 1 month has been over $29,000 plus bonuses. That's like big girl pay. Her greatest satisfaction comes from the hundreds of women and families she's been able to impact through the positive influence of Mary Kay's ideals. This year, she and Bill enjoyed an all-expense-paid trip to Hawaii, both Oahu and Lanai, and I was so glad to be there with her. Lisa Ann has been able to provide for her family with college tuition for both of her girls, numerous vacations while creating a very comfortable lifestyle. She models her life after the Proverbs 31 woman, an entrepreneur who provided for her family. Lisa Ann loves the philosophy and ideals of the company and is committed to carry on the unique way of life by putting God first, family second, and career third. She cherishes having earned the highest honor in Mary Kay, and that is being the annual Miss Go Give for the Ruby division. Her desire is to be a national sales director to protect and nurture this way of life, and be a role model for women who want more out of life. Her passion is helping women discover their God-given talents and to know how to use them to build a fulfilling life and a successful career. This year, her focus is experiencing joy. I love that. And bringing joy by being the light of Christ to others. Romans 15:13 says, Now may God, the inspiration and fountain of hope, fill you to overflowing with uncontainable joy and perfect peace as you trust in him. She feels so blessed with her life, and her question to each woman is, if you could do anything you wanted for someone, who would it be and what would you give them? Her desire is for her Mary Kay business to give you a vehicle to accomplish the dreams in her heart. So thank you, Lisa Ann. I love that. All right. So without any further ado, let me just tell you this. Most recently, she and I and a couple other, her husband, my husband, a couple other couples have been doing a little, whatever you want to call it, happy hour on Saturday nights through Zoom. Yeah. And so we've been having a great time. So she was sharing the other night about how on that Saturday, she had I think 2 or 3 virtual parties, and how she's been doing them and the success she's been having herself. So this isn't like, oh, I heard this is what you need to do. This is what Lisa Ann herself is doing for her own personal sales. Yes, she's a sales director, but she's going to talk to you as a consultant tonight and how she has come to all of this. So I want you to get your a notebook out, and I want you to take good notes. I will be sharing the screen with you some too. So our girls that are calling in, you will maybe want to go back and look at the Boss Babe video on YouTube so that you can actually see what's going on as well. And I will make sure the sales directors have the links to what Lisa Ann is going to talk about tonight. So without any further ado, I would like to turn it over to my beautiful friend, Lisa Ann Harmon. Wait a minute.
Thank you, Cleta.
It's all you.
This is such an honor. First of all, I love your heart. I love your passion. And you're an amazing leader, is such a godly friend. And I just feel very honored. And I tease Cleta all the time that she's my tech guru. I had to call her 3 times in one day, a couple weeks ago. And I started off with, and I just want you to remember that I used to be a nurse. I don't know anything about this technology stuff. So anyway, so this has been such a journey for me through this experience. I've been calling it an interesting time. I've not been talking about a crazy time. I've not been talking about a horrible time or a quarantine time or self-isolation. I've intentionally been saying this very interesting time because the word interesting can be taken very differently. So I want to take you back to March, I want to say around 15th, about March, 8th or 9th. I had just had my kitchen and my hallway and upstairs repainted. I had redecorated the guest room because Linda Tupin was coming to my house to stay for this big event. Because, you have to paint your house before somebody comes, which is silly now. So nobody has seen our painted house because that week we had to make the horrible decision that we had to cancel the event. And then this reality started sinking in that I have asthma. And so my family's been a little protective of me being anywhere. And so the reality of me having to work virtually was really hitting me smack in the face. I believe, and I still believe, that face-to-face is best. But I thought, God did not call me to where he's called me to go. And oh, by the way, I forgot there's going to be this COVID virus, so your goals have changed. So I had to have this little reality check with myself that nothing had changed. My mindset had to change. My actions had to change. My beliefs had to change, but my goals hadn't changed. Okay, I have to take my jacket off. I turned my heater on in here. Now it's too warm. Anyway, I wore my cheetah in honor of Cleta. So I had this little conversation with myself. I remember saying things like, Moses had to have been so afraid to go to Pharaoh. How did Joshua feel when after Moses died and he led the Israelites into the promised land? Can you even imagine what it was like for Mary to tell her family she was pregnant and tried to tell them that she was a virgin? And I was worried about getting on Zoom to do a party. And so it was just really this, I had to have a come to Jesus moment, is really the only best way to describe it. And one of my favorite Bible verses is Joshua 1:9. And God's telling Joshua to not be afraid, to not be discouraged, that he was going to be with him. And I thought, okay, so Lisa Ann, get a grip and just buck down and let's get this done. And so I thought, I'm tapped into all these smart people. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. So a lot of what I'm going to share with you came from top director Cindy Sheppa. And she called them pink love packs. And so we voxed back and forth a couple times, and I like literally studied every single thing that she said and did. I didn't change a thing. I thought if it's working for Cindy, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. And so my very first party was Saturday, I want to say March 19th or whatever, that 17th, whatever that day was. It's right around St. Patrick's Day. And I had met a bride in November at a bridal show, and she had canceled a couple times, and we had rescheduled to do it as a face-to-face party that Saturday. So about 4 days ahead of time, I called her and I said, hey, why don't we don't know what's going to happen. Why don't we just do it virtually? And she said, yeah, that's a great idea. And then my panic really struck in because I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I held my very first party. There were 8 young ladies. Only the hostess bought a skincare set. Nobody else bought a thing. But I learned a ton from that appointment that really got the ball rolling. That has been so much fun. I have a virtual office person, and I had Sandy actually add up my sales. And just personally, I've sold around 4,000 just in April, and add another couple thousand in the end of March. So a lot of product has gone in and out of my office and CDS because of my virtual appointments. And then on top of that, I've been doing virtual appointments for new consultants. And so I went from in the place of, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't think I can do this. I don't look young and cute on camera like these 20-year-olds. I mean, all these crazy thoughts that go through our heads. And so I went from that place to a place now where I can tell you that I honestly absolutely love doing things virtually. Other than the fact that my hair is way too long and driving me crazy. I got cute hair, have a cute top on, and I have jeans and tennis shoes on. And there is a little bit of something fun to say after 27 years of wearing skirts to an appointment to have jeans and tennis shoes on for a party. So anyway, I want to walk you through some of the blessings that have come from this for me. And then I'm going to walk you through some strategies, and I'm going to walk you through some basic systems that we had to get in place in order to make this work. As you can imagine, with the amount of sales I've had, the volume of what's going through my office is huge. And so that first little bride, Allison, everybody was really young. And so I said to her when I was doing the individual close, I said to her, you know what? I have several other kind of parties that we're doing. I had done the skincare. Now, mind you, I had done no other parties. And I said, one is called a Hydra session. It's this ultimate pampering experience. And the other is a glam pack where I send you all these colors. Which would you like to do for your second appointment? Well, she wanted to do the ultimate spa pampering. And I thought, okay, I have to learn another appointment. But the wisdom of that was, I said to her, I'd love to meet your mom. I'd love to meet your aunt. I'd love to meet your older sister. I'd met her a little bit. And so a bride that I had met in November that an appointment had canceled was my very first virtual appointment. From just that appointment, just that one bride that I met in November and an appointment that had canceled, I've held 4 parties. I have new customers in Florida and many places in Pittsburgh and Nashville, all because of that one bride. Another really fun blessing that came from this. So I have a customer named Mary Beth, who's been my customer for 10 years, but I'd never met her. You know, after you've been in Mary Kay for a while, people learn about that you have great customer service and that you carry product and that you get product to people right away. And so you will people will gravitate to you that don't get good service over the years. And so this woman had been buying me from 10 years and I'd never met her before. And the week all this started, right around that March 15th to 20th time period, Mary Beth had placed an order for a blush and a mascara or something. I think it was a blush and an ultimate mascara. So I called her and I said, hey, I have something really fun that I'm doing. It's called a Pink Love Pack. I'm testing it out. It is goodies of skincare, spa, and cosmetic samples that I mail to you. Then I get to pamper you virtually. Are you interested? And she said, absolutely. So I talked to Mary Beth really for the first time. I don't even know that I'd ever talked to her. And she decided that she would do this virtual appointment with her daughter, Lauren. And so unbeknownst to me, Mary Beth had been buying product for Lauren for many years, but I'd never met Lauren. So I got on with Lauren and her mom. And I have to tell you, I've been in more bathrooms in the last 6 weeks because I have people take their Pink Love Pack, have running water and a washcloth and a mirror, and to just take their computer or their phone or their iPad to the bathroom. And so that appointment was so fun. We laughed and we carried on and we just had a ball. And from that appointment, Lauren decided that she wanted to do an ultimate pampering appointment with some friends. So fast forward 2 weeks, I had another appointment with Lauren. We did all the pampering. And from that appointment, her friend Melissa booked a color appointment. Lauren is now a consultant. And so all of that came about because her mom ordered a blush and a mascara, and I turned it into a virtual appointment. And I got to tell you, I'm so excited. Lauren and I have laughed about this quite a bit. She's the first person I've ever really worked with that I've never even met. I keep joking I'm going to go park a chair in her lawn chair in the front yard and we'll sit 10 feet apart and have a conversation like we've never been in the same room ever. She's a great start qualified consultant. She has parties on her books. And she is up and running. She's an exec at a bank and she has 3 busy kids. And it has been an amazing, amazing journey. And so a lot of blessings have come from this that I never would have expected. One of the other really fun blessings for me is that, you know, I've always had a lot of out of town people. And right now, my out of town people and my in town people are all coming to the same meeting. My meeting, normally I call it Girls Night Out, but right now we're calling it Girls Night In. And so my in town and my out of town people are all on Girls Night In. And so I get to be with all of my people at the same time every week, which has been a huge blessing. And my in-town people and my out-of-town people are getting a chance to get to know each other. And so that has been a blessing that I would have absolutely never, ever seen. And so here's another, this is a silly blessing, but most of the time on Mondays, which is my normal meeting night, I never eat dinner. And I walk in the door at 9:30, 10 o'clock, starving. And I'm eating dinner every Monday night. And then I go downstairs to my office and I do my girls' night in. And that seems so silly, but it's a lifestyle change. It's just been a lifestyle change. And so it has been an incredible blessing. There's been a lot of things that I've learned along the way about myself, about fear, about trying and learning things, new things, about being willing to step out of my comfort zone. I always feel like I'm somebody who loves to learn. Learning is my number one strength finders, if you know about strength finders. But there's always that little fear of, can I do it? Will I be successful at it? And so those couple first appointments gave me the confidence that I needed, that I was able to get myself off the ground. If at any point, Cleta, you want me to say something different or whatever, just come back in and stop me and ask a question, okay? So I took all of Cindy's materials and I did not change a thing. She had scripts. I copied her scripts. I put them in my phone and I sent them out exactly the way that she did. I learned a couple things from those first couple appointments. One is it's actually a whole lot easier to do a virtual appointment than I thought. Cleta, I'm going to have you put up the picture I sent that just shows my desk and the basket, the 2 baskets in front of me. There's a mirror sitting there and a skincare set. If you're able to put that picture up, it was the last picture I sent you in Voxer.
Yep,
Okay, so while you're finding it, I'm gonna talk about it. So the first couple appointments that I held, I was up and down running all over the place. And I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. I've got to go get that. Oh my goodness, let me go get that. And so I learned very quickly that I needed to have a system that I could do. So this is, you guys, it is not a complicated system. It is so easy. It's ridiculously easy. All I have is a place in my office that behind me is clean. My husband and my daughter and I've gotten rid of hundreds of pounds of things from the last couple decades. And Cleta, don't worry about it. If you can't,
I got it. It just took me a second.
Okay. And so I decided I got a wicker. Okay, there we go. Okay. So there's my iPad on my stand. My ring light died. So it's not behind it. Normally there's a ring light behind it. You can see to the right, I have several full-size skincare sets. To the right of that, there's a roll-up bag that's filled. To the left of my iPad on the stand, there's a basket. And you guys, all that is full-size product that I hold up and show. And to the left of that is just an on-desk packet. And it has the product sheets I printed off Mary Kay and Touch. It has lookbooks. It has my closing sheets, any kind of paper thing that I needed. All right, cool. That's all I needed, Cleta. Thank you. And so you guys, that's it. That's my fancy system for doing these appointments. But what I found was I needed to have every single thing in one place to make this simple. So I dedicated a space. I completely redid my office so that behind me looked cute and everything I needed was in front of me. So one of the things that I did, you guys, I've learned more about product in this 6 weeks, 7 weeks than I had before ever. So I printed off product sheets. I have a laminator, so I just laminated them, and I had a ring in my house, so I just stuck them on a ring. And so I literally, when I'm doing a virtual appointment, these are sitting in front of me, and I actually share the product statements directly from Mary Kay. And that, you guys, I have learned, who knew we had noble Japanese extract to build collagen in our Time-Wise 3D skincare moisturizer. I mean, I've learned so much about product knowledge because I went away from the flip chart, because I tried to do the flip chart a couple times. It was like crazy awkward. And so here's how my party goes. So I have a $10 Zoom account, working live. You can have Zoom for $10. Cleta and I actually figured out with Latrice, who's on here the other day, that you could do Facebook Messenger, a group party on Facebook Messenger. You put everybody in a group, hit the little camera, and everybody's picture comes up on the screen. And so what I do is I tell the hostess that well, let me go back to booking. So I have booked lots of different ways. I have booked current customers like I did with Mary Beth. I have booked some warm chatter leads that I had recently acquired prior to this interesting time. A couple brides that I had met way prior. And then I also went through Facebook. So one of the real fun, there's been a couple really fun blessings that came from this that I would have never facialed these people. One of my oldest daughter, Chelsea's one of her best friends, Katie, and she were best friends through high school. And I literally have not seen Katie since they graduated from high school years ago. And so I reached out to Katie and I asked her how she was doing and had this affected her. She's a librarian. She lives north of Philadelphia. So it's been very different for her at that end of the state. I don't know if you guys are down south paying attention, but my end of the state, there's not a lot going on, but that end of the state, there's a lot going on. And so anyway, we ended up booking a virtual appointment. She has now held her original facial. She got a couple $100 of product. I've since done a party with her family, and that was $300 or $400. And then she and her sister have both booked parties. So it will end up being like 5 virtual appointments from one Facebook contact. Another one that was so fun. So my cousin David, who was in my wedding as a 4-year-old little boy, is now married and has his own 4-year-old little boy. And his wife, I haven't really seen her a lot, talked to her a lot since her shower and her wedding, really. So we started connecting on Facebook, and then we started talking. I used to be a nurse practitioner. She's a physician's assistant. And so I said, hey, I'd love to do this. It's called a Pink Love Pack. I know you got a house full of boys. And so her mom was there, and they literally blockaded themselves in the bathroom so the little boys couldn't get in the bathroom. And we laughed and carried on. It was so much fun. They have sent text messages and thanked me and how much they appreciated it. Because here's what I'm finding, you guys, that people are easily say yes to these appointments because they're bored. People are saying yes because they haven't left the house in forever. Women are shopping like crazy. Like, I literally cannot believe the volume of product that is going out of my house on a daily basis. And so they're fun to book. They're easy to book. It's easy to turn into a party. So all I've been saying, I always initiate with a text. This is in the interesting time or before the interesting time. I initiate with the text, and then I say, hey, I would love to personalize your love pack. Can I give you a quick call? Now, I could do all of it via text, but I want to have that relationship. I want to have that connection with people. I want to make sure that they're excited about this. If I'm going to spend the time to pay for samples, put them in the mail, send them to somebody, I want to make sure that that appointment's hold. So I always have a live conversation. And then I'll say, okay, when I hang up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a text message with a confirmation, and I'm going to send you a script. And all you have to do is copy that script and send it to your friends. Now, if you have an iPhone, you can save all of that in text replacement. So the other fun thing that I've done, if you're a director on the line, I'm going to pull up a script and read it to you, is if you have new consultants, I've been doing the same thing. I have a relaunch party with somebody, a former Red Jacket she's in the military. She moved, And we have been, she has been unable to get it going, and we have a relaunch party tomorrow night. So I'm actually doing the exact same thing. So I'm going to go scroll back to this. Okay. So it said my confirmation text says something to the effect of, "Hi, Lauren, I'm so excited about your glam pack party that we're having on April 22nd at 6 p.m. We'll be using Zoom. Here's the Zoom link. Copy this. Remember, you can invite up to 5 friends. Copy this link and send this to your 5 favorite people." The reason I'm doing that is because 6 people on Zoom has been plenty. I've done a couple of parties where it's been 8 and 10 people, and it's really crazy. And it really just even the follow-up. Okay, so hey, pretty lady, so fun to meet you yesterday. Your microderm and hydra session pack is on your front porch. Here's the invite you can send your friends with the words you can send them. We're set for Tuesday, April 7th at 7. Have a great day. Hi, name. I'm having a fun virtual party on Tuesday, April 7th at 7 with an amazing experience called a hydra session. Want to join us? I'm able to have only 5 people. Would you like to be one of my 5? And so that exclusivity, I said that wrong, has made all the difference in the world. I give the hostess 24 hours, you guys, and this is key. I give the hostess 24 hours to get me back the first name and the guests and their phone number of each of those 5 guests or however many that you're having, so that I can send out packs to her. Now, I sent you 2 pictures, Cleta, and I'm just going to show you this because there's nothing fancy about it. One is a pink accordion file. The other one is just a bunch of bags sitting on a floor with samples. And so you guys, I don't want you to feel like this has to be some big orchestrated thing. So you guys, that's where the paperwork stays. Anything that goes inside a pink love pack, it's kept in an accordion file. That's it. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. And then if you go to the other picture, it looks totally chaotic. But this is just a system that was created. It's just tote bags. And this is skincare. These are spa products. These are color products. The Mary Kay autobiography, sometimes I mail those to people. There is different kinds of samples. Okay, you can take that down. But there's nothing fancy to the behind the scenes, you guys. There's literally nothing fancy about it, because this is what's most important. And you guys, it's just like you're at a party. Hey, tell me how you know the hostess. I can't wait to meet you. So tell me about that. We interact, we have fun. I really have kept all my virtual parties to just under an hour. And the reason being is they're really trying the products. So there's 2 ways you can do that. You can purchase the samples from Mary Kay, which most of the samples are available. And should I say this on a YouTube link? Or you can squirt product in little pods and send it out. Please don't send this to anybody. But here's why I'm doing this. And this is why I'm so passionate about. I actually had a conversation with corporate this week about, let's make this easy for consultants, that let's have a pack of samples that somebody could purchase and stick them easily in an envelope. So we make this look so fun, you guys. Inside, we got these super uber cute. Oh, I should have grabbed one. Can I get one easily? Super cute envelopes that we ordered off of Amazon. And inside that page, they get, and this is a little closing sheet that Cleta can share with you, depending on what kind of party it is. They have their samples, and they have my business card. It's wrapped in tissue paper with a sticker on it that says, "Hello, gorgeous," put inside a pink bubble envelope or one of these really super cute envelopes. And so that's why they're called pink love packs. And pink, yes, pink bubble packs are more expensive than yellow ones. However, it just, the fun of it, it's a pink love pack. Mm-hmm. And so they have 24 hours to get their guest list back to me. Now, if you are techie, listen to this part. If you're not techie, then you can do it the long-handed way. So I created a Google form. Now, I'm totally self-taught. Remember, Cleta is my tech guru. I'm totally self-taught how to use Google Forms. I created a Google form that is basically a profile card. So it has their name, their address, their email address, their phone number, their skin type, their eye color. Would they like to try charcoal mask or microdermabrasion? I put the link for the foundation quiz in there. You guys, I've never sold so much foundation as I have during this interesting time period. And do they like lipstick or lip gloss? And then you can fill those packs, or I personally delegate that. That's my office person lives 2 miles away from me, and she fills those packs and mails them out. And so literally we have all of the information that we need, like we would have on a profile card. I know what their skin type is, if they want a neutral lip gloss or a hot pink lipstick, and they get a little ultimate mascara. So in my initial pack, and I do this initial appointment with everybody first. It has 3D or time-wise. 3D or time-wise. They get to choose between microderm or charcoal mask. They have a foundation sample, and if they don't fill out the quiz or can't figure out how to do the quiz, they get a little pod with CC cream in it, an ultimate mascara, little baby sample, and a lip gloss or a lipstick. That's it. That's the beginning of my appointment. But what's so fun about it is microderm, a lot of times there's always people that choose charcoal mask. Well, that needs to be on to dry, right? So during that charcoal mask time, that's when I do talk about referrals. That's when I talk about the other 2 kinds of appointments. That's where I share a little bit of information about the opportunity. And so the flow of my party is really just like my normal party. I have everybody introduce themselves. I thank the hostess. I let them know that she's got a fun little gift coming for me. And today we're going to talk about skincare. We're going to do a little bit of color. And then at the end, I'm going to have an opportunity to connect with you one at a time. And what I'll do is I'll call you back each on the phone. So you guys, it's the exact setup of my party. We do skincare. I do a skincare close. That's where I kind of review the skincare, make sure everybody's liking the skincare. I've done charcoal mask and microderm in the middle of skincare. I've now gone back to just having them do the charcoal mask in the middle of their face, microderm on a hand. It works both ways. I've sold a lot of product both ways. And here's what I really like about this foundation quiz. I bet I've had probably, I added it up. I was in front of 68 people in April. Some mine, some other people's. In all those faces, only 2 times the foundation quiz was not 100% accurate. It was close, but it wasn't accurate. So it's under on yourmarykay.com website. If you go under the search engine and type games, you'll find the foundation quiz. There's a mascara thing in there, all kinds of fun little things in there. So anyway, that is the gist of my party. And I close this sheet. So one of the reasons that we send out this little closing sheet inside their pink love pack so that I could do a group close. So that was like one of the things I did wrong in the beginning. And so they have this set. So it sounds exactly like I would at a party. Okay, so block number 1. And so that's part of why I have this crazy basket of all this stuff here next to me, is because I wanted to be able to pick it up and show them. And this is the microdermabrasion, and this is the sonic skincare. So prior to the party, whatever I'm going to be talking about, I pull all those things out of the basket. I set them on the counter next to me, and I have everything ready to go. And then I just say, circle everything you'd love to have if money were no object. And then at the end of the party, I just simply say, okay, so, and if I'm doing with a new consultant, I'll say, we will call you back. Otherwise, I'll say, okay, so I'm going to call each of you back one at a time. Is anybody getting ready to leave the house that they need me to call them first? I have been shocked at how many people were getting ready to leave the house during our interesting time. But anyway, and so I call them back one at a time and close the sale. If they have an iPhone, I FaceTime them. If they don't, I call them. And guess what? It sounds the same. Did you have fun? Share with me something that you learned. No, you guys, I'm on the phone with them. I'm still going, how does your face feel? Do you have any questions for me? What's a good place to start? Did you want to start with a 3D set, or did you really want to treat yourself and build your own collection? So whatever your closing sheet is, whatever that looks like. And so one of the fun things that I had to realize is that it really wasn't any different. The only thing I had to do was set up my little space. I had to get my head around the idea that I could do this and get myself organized. That was really the biggest thing, getting myself organized. And this, nothing else has to be clean, just what's behind you. So they can't see the mess that's in front of you on the camera. And yeah, okay. So I'm sure there's other things that I could share, but Cleta, I'm going to take a breath And what would you love me to expound upon? What would you love me to talk more about?
Okay, so hang on just a minute. Okay, so my question would be is, and I want everybody that's on Zoom, if you'll just type in the chat box, you know, a question, and if you're on YouTube, you can just do it in the comment section, and I'll look on both of them. But one of the things that I wanted to, that I think, like, how far in advance do you book your party to ensure that the mail that you, okay, so first of all, you got to get their names of the guest list, and then you got to put the packets together, you got to give them in the mail, they got to receive them. So
Yes.
what is your timeline on that? Like, do you need to make
Excellent
sure?
question. Yeah, well, I've sweated at a couple parties that have been too close. So I do actually, I have a party. Everybody's in Texas tomorrow night, and I'm praying all their pink love packs made it in time. But it's not till after my meeting. So if I booked something today, then I want her guest list by Monday night. And then the pink love packs go in the mail on Tuesday. So I technically could do something Friday or Saturday, but I would probably put it at the beginning of next week. Now, a couple local parties. Now, one of my adult daughters was laid off and she moved home. And so Lexi has done so grateful. She's done a lot of little deliveries. So we've delivered some things like to people that were local, just stuck them in their mailbox or on their front porch. But almost pretty much everything has gone in the mail. So I give myself at least a week. But honestly, other than one person and she forgot to fill it out, everybody's gotten them in time.
Okay, so just
Really
about
good
a week. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know, I've heard, and I don't know if it was Cindy or if it might have been somebody else. So you do not charge anything for your packets. Okay.
Well, that's pretty much made that clear on Mary Kay in Touch under the announcements last week.
Oh, don't charge for pack samples.
Yeah. No,
Well,
and
what
here's
people were
why.
doing, you know, was selling, like, it's almost like a required sale. Like, you can buy a
Right.
hand cream and you take the profit and buy your stuff. But yeah.
So here's one of the ways that I've been booking these. And I've just been saying to people, hey, I'm doing something really fun. It's called a pink love pack. It's this gift of samples. It's skincare. And I say a gift. It's a gift of skincare, spa, and color samples. It's my way of giving back right now during this very interesting time. Are you interested? So here's a really fun one for you. So I cheered in high school with a gal by the name of Marion Damrower. I have not seen Marion since our 10-year high school reunion. This summer, I would have had my reunion. And so I've not seen her in, let's just maybe say 3 decades. And so I started Facebook Messenger. We talked on the phone for the first time in 30 years. And I have an appointment with her this week. So I've had a ball reaching out. I mean, the stuff she remembered that we did that I'd forgotten about. We had this hilarious conversation. And it's been this way of me reconnecting with people that I couldn't just drive to her house in Phoenix, Arizona. Mm-hmm. I really would love to maybe put her in Stacy's unit, but I mean, have Stacy adopt her.
Right.
But anyway, so that has been such a lot of fun. Okay, I totally went off the tangent. What else?
Okay, so there's a couple questions on YouTube. The foundation, here's what I'm going to do, you guys. On the foundation quiz, I'm fixing to share mymarykay.com and show you where it is. Okay, so hang on for that. She says, what does she pack in it so it doesn't bust? Your samples to make sure they don't explode by the time you get there.
Yeah, we haven't had that issue at all because they're going in those little bubble mailers. So they're like little 6x8 bubble mailers. And so the samples and the little loose things like a baby mascara and a lip gloss, we've been putting them in those little 3x5 or 3x4 little Ziploc bags. And then they have tissue paper and then a bubble wrap, and nothing has broken yet.
So you're on the lip gloss, you're just doing a little sample of the lip gloss, not like a baby, not like, yeah, you're just doing a sample. Okay. Sample. And are you including any applicators, like, or just say?
Well, I wasn't initially. And then people were scrambling to find a cotton ball or a Q-tip or whatever. So yes, if it's a color party, I'm sending a sponge tip and a cotton ball. You know, yes, I am doing that now just because it was a little chaotic and people were getting up, you know, a lot. It was kind of crazy. And honestly, I've just learned the hard way. You know, you do something and So yes, I am sending some now.
Okay, so let's do this. Let me show y'all on.
While you're showing that, I'm gonna get my cute little bubble things.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So let me just show you over here on Mary Kay. So I'm just going to type in, I'm going to go to my website, you guys. Okay, so this is mymarykay.com. And then you're going to go, let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Okay. So you're going to go under, what are you going to go under? Let me see. I know it's under games.
Yeah, go under, type games up in the little search bar in the top right.
Just type games in there. Okay.
Games, yep.
Got it. That's the easiest way to get there. Okay, so it's under, yeah, because then you got to go products, tips and trends, whatever else. So there's your games and quizzes right here. So you're going to click on that. And I did this the other day, y'all, and it was exactly right. I was amazed.
Isn't it crazy?
So
I don't know how
I know. So this is the game. And so it says, let's find your foundation true shade. You hit start now. And then it goes through here. So like for me, if I would say what is the closest to my skin tone, I would say probably darker beige. And then I just hit next. And then it says matte or matte, shine for your luminous. I put matte. And then it's going to say, do I burn? Sometimes I burn. I rarely burn. I rarely burn. Okay. And then it says, do I want weightless, comfortable feel, all day long wear, skin loving, age finding degree ingredients? Skin loving, age finding ingredients. Okay. And then it says 180 or bronze 100. And 180, it's funny because I have 180 open and I also have I have beige W180 and also have beige N200 open as well. But honestly, I could wear either one of those, you know? And if they get it wrong, usually it's because they think they're darker than they are, if that makes any sense. And then it just says next. Well, let me pick one. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, so let me stop that share. So that's where you find it. So Lisa Ann, is that in your Google Doc, or you just tell them, you know, send them a link that says marykay.com and say click on games?
So inside the link I sent you, all of my Google Docs and all my scripts are in there. Just remember that if you want to create you cannot send your customers to those Google links. You can see what my Google links are like, but don't send it to your customers because I will get the information. You won't get the information.
Y'all, that's very important. So let's just repeat this. I'm going to share the virtual appointment tools. In fact, I'll just go ahead and share that right now. So this is very important that do not send the Google Doc to your customers.
Unless you want to give me the customers.
Lisa Ann will take your customers. No. So I'm gonna share it on both. So just remember that. But if you want to create a Google Doc, you can actually just Google, how do I create a Google Doc? Honestly, and you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you don't want to do it that way, pick up the phone and ask them the questions.
All right, I grabbed a couple things, Cleta, I want to show people.
Go ahead.
So this, before it goes in the envelope, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to open it up so you guys can see. So this is like an ultimate pampering one. Oh, I just killed it. Okay, so there is this little piece of paper that I got from Cindy that kind of walks through. Actually, I made my own, so we don't need any more. So this tells them what is in the pack. This is my closing sheet. It has, now this is the ultimate pampering. It has the samples down inside. This is the repair cleanser. So it's in a little pod. And all of it was in a little tissue paper that had a fun little sticker. And then you can choose to mail it in something like this. Or you guys, these are so cute. We got these on Amazon. And all of those.
That's what it looks like?
Yeah, that's the envelope.
You're kidding me.
I know.
Hold that back up. Hold that back up there again. And you just put your label right on top of it? How cute.
Yeah, now you just put your label right on top.
You'll have to send me that link, you guys, and I'll share it with y'all. I have the hot pink was that I use all the time, but that was really cute. Yeah.
So we purposely make it look cute. So when somebody gets it, it looks like a pink love pack. It's something they're excited to share. So I will tell you, I I went back and my unit had been using a certain kind of closing sheet. And so I went back and had my virtual person create the pampering one and a skincare one and a color one, because it kind of more flowed with what we had already been doing. But until I took the time to do that, I was just using all of Cindy's tools, and it worked until I was like ready to invest in creating my own.
Let me ask you a question. In your Google link that I just posted, and you guys, what y'all need to do is you need to go to the comments and you need to copy that Google link and just copy it on your, put it on your browser, or, you know, copy and paste it to somewhere where if you're looking on your phone, text it to yourself. You know, I'll also put it on our Boss Babe Boxer group. But anyway, I'll make sure the directors have it. But what I was going to ask you is do they also need Cindy's link, or is everything they need on your link?
Oh, everything's on mine.
Okay.
Everything's
Perfect.
on mine.
Okay.
And here's the thing I will tell you is that if you don't have a sample of something, just don't put that in your appointment. Like if you sit down and you go in to order some samples on Mary Kay and Touch, if they have this and don't have this, craft your appointment around the samples that you can get. Don't make it a big deal if something is sold out. If they're only showing rock and red lip gloss samples and everybody gets rock and red lip gloss, don't make it a big deal. Just go with what they have, because you guys, here's the thing. It's the human connection. It's the one-on-one conversations. It's the heart-to-heart connections that we love about this business. You guys, I feel like I know my new customers so well. And my new gal in Nashville, I even had her as a guest on one of my Facebook Lives things. And every time I call her, we FaceTime. So I'm having really good conversations with people, and I've really made some really good connections.
Someone asked if you could put some samples in like mini baggies. I don't know. I think that would leak. I don't know that I would trust that, but unless you were like actually just leaving them at their front door or something, because you know,
so these little pods you can get on hot pink or light blue on Amazon.
Yeah, right. She was talking about little Ziplocs. You know how, you know how we used to do that with the charcoal mask before Mary Kay came out? We've done a lot, but anyway, someone wanted to know if you happen to have the little mini mascara she's talking about. They're $1. You know, there's the big ones that are $3, but then the little ones they come in a pack of, I think, for $5.
I'm actually talking about the ones that are six of them for what, $3?
Is it 6 for
like
$3?
The little ultimate?
They're 50,
whatever
50.
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have one right there to show, or no?
No, because this was a skincare pack.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You guys, I just ordered. What did I do with those? I felt like I just ordered some of those myself, but anyway, I'm not going to get up and go look in my anyway. Okay, let's see if there's anything else on here. The bottom half of me is not business ready. Let's just say that.
Well, I'm not.
Okay, it says, please share the document sheet includes this with the closing sheet and a list of what's in it. I think that you just did that, right? Okay. Okay, and yes, the customers that have access to the foundation's quiz. Let's see if I see anything else over here on YouTube. Okay, I think not. Okay,
I have one more suggestion of how you guys can do these virtual appointments with the Skin Analyzer app. So one of my really good customers just texted me back as I was writing on up here. I finally did the Skin Analyzer. Look at this list of things I'm excited to try. So one of my most recent parties was a customer who did the Skin Analyzer app. She didn't feel like she could buy a bunch of stuff. So I put some samples in a pack, mailed it to her. And I said, hey, I'd love to see your mom. I would love to see your friend again. Why don't you put them on? I'll mail them a pack. So I actually turned a Skin Analyzer result into a party that I held, which has since turned into another party that I held. So instead of being just a reorder, I ended up being able to connect with this whole family.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So she said, like Carrie Reed said, have you done any parties without samples, or most of yours have been with the samples?
Okay, so my Facebook Live events that we've been doing with my unit have been without samples, and that requires a different kind of follow-up. It's more QVC style, if you will, and you have to make sure that when you have, this is why I'm passionate about this. Because when you do Facebook Live or when you do just sample style, it's like one-way communication. By them having samples, it's interactive. It's just like a party. It's just like we would normally do a party. And the sales have been huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my little gal that lives out in Philly, herself alone has spent probably $350 in a couple of appointments, and she's on like everything. And that would not, I don't think that would happen if I was just talking about it.
Well, and of course, if you're doing a just to, for some of y'all, let's say you're like, I need to do a party this week. I have no samples. Okay. So you definitely can get on there, or maybe you just signed up and you have no sample, whatever reason you have no samples. Okay. You can do a Facebook Live, but here's the thing. Don't get confused with these massive Facebook Lives like I'm doing where there's like 50, 60, 100 people on there. When you do your Facebook Live, it's going to be you, the hostess, and 5 people. So even though you can't see them, they can, you have to get them interacted in the comments. That's the interactive part. And so, that is one way that you could do it right now this week while you're waiting on some samples. And I know Carrie, who asked the question, sold $1,000 on a QVC Facebook Live.
That's awesome.
And so she was on one of the ones. She was on the one of the ones with me, but she followed up. She did the tic-tac-toe game and followed up with all that. So, you guys, it can be done both ways. But one of the reasons I want Lisa Ann on here tonight is because we've been talking a lot about the QVC style, but I wanted y'all to hear from another perspective. And, I feel like the way she is doing it is a lot more fun because you actually get to see and talk to the people, So just remember, you'd have to do it on some kind of a venue that you can see them. And Facebook Messenger, now they have it that way. That's an easy way to do it. Even FaceTime, I believe, on your phone, but if everybody didn't have an iPhone, but Facebook Messenger, everybody has that, then of course the Zoom. So anyway, does anyone have any other questions?
Can I just share a suggestion with the directors? Because there's probably a bunch of directors on. So one of the things with the people that are coming in with the $30 virtual starter kit is if they're working with me, if they make a decent list, they've got 30, 50, 70 people on a list. I'm actually mailing the samples to do their virtual kickoff party so that I'm getting to meet that group of people that if it was one-way communication, I can't really help her as well as if I can see all those people. And so and then we order her samples when we place her first order.
Right. Okay. Great. That's a great idea. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Hadn't this been awesome? Aren't you glad you got on? Got tons of people on, Lisa, and you're gonna love it. Okay. Well, I'm glad to have this on script so y'all can actually go back and listen to this if you need to. But the biggest thing to do is face your fear and dial up your courage and just try it. And let's just say you're really nervous about it. Why not just get 4 to 6 family members of yours, like your cousin, your 2 aunts, and your mom, who even already could be using Mary Kay, and say, I need to do one little practice. So I'm going to send y'all these packets. I need y'all to see me. I need to just get comfortable one time. Everybody has a best friend that you could do this with, you guys. So don't be I was nervous at my very first party, and it was with 3 of my best friends, and it was in person. Honestly, I think this would be easier than packing up your stuff, trying to look good and not being so nervous. And, and then when you're done, even if you're about to sweat bullets, you're still at your own house and you're done in 45 minutes, So
here's the thing, you guys, I'm making more money now than I ever did running around. Now I'm still going to go back to running around, but I'm not paying for gas. I don't have drive time. I'm not carrying bags in and out.
And our feet don't hurt.
And I don't hurt. And I'm making more money per hour because you're right. I'm just sitting here in my office and then I'm upstairs with my family again. So it honestly, it will continue even when we get back to, whatever our new normal is going to look like. This will continue to be a big part of my business because it broadens the range of people that we get to be in front of, because I couldn't just drive to Nashville and do a party, but I have this great connection there because we did it on Zoom or Facebook Messenger.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so she has talked with us for a solid hour and we so appreciate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have anyone, let's just start with some of our sales directors. If you have just a little affirmation, a thank you, or anything you'd like to say to Lisa Ann, just unmute yourself and we'd love to show her a little love for coming out and joining us tonight.
Hey, Lisa Ann, this is Loree. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing with us, and I'm so excited to do some of these virtual parties too. And it's just you make it sound so fun and so easy. So thank you very much.
Well, good, because it is, and it is.
All right, Stella, I saw you come up next.
Hey, Lisa Ann, thank you so much. You give me hope because, you know, Cleta is my tech guru. I know very little about the computer, so I'm excited about your success and thank you for sharing.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome.
Hey, can you hear me, Cleta?
Yep, go ahead, Jana.
Lisa Ann Harmon, you rock. You are awesome. And you know what? I've been doing some parties and I've been trying to tweak it and I'm always evaluating what do I need to do better? And you telling about closing over the phone one-on-one, that just blew my mind. Why didn't I think about that weeks ago? Thank you for all the information you've given tonight. You're a rock star inside and out. And I love how you're just really setting the example but you're just doing it. You're going out there and doing it and you're showing us all how to do it. So I really, really appreciate you leading by example.
I love you, Janice Strong.
I love you too.
Okay, Latrice. She have to unmute herself. Hang on,
Hey.
Latrice. There you go.
I didn't want to get too close to the screen because I can't figure out how to put a cute picture of me up there when I'm in my pajamas. Lisa Ann, you're awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everything. And you do. You rock. I love how authentic you are. And you just do it. And I kind of like you. I have Cleta as my guru here that helps me, like, seriously. And it's just great that you were able to say, okay, I got to figure this out. I'm doing it and I'm going to do it. I've got to figure it out and I'm going to do it. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I did notice that there's a picture of you and Mary Kay. And I think we must have debuted in the same year because I have that red director's stone.
Yep, look at that. Lisa Ann, say something.
Yeah, we did.
Wait a minute.
Awesome.
Lisa Ann, pull it back on there. Show it again. Oh. And Latrice, you got that same one?
I think so. It was in 94.
Mine, 92. Yeah,
Or
it was
93.
94. Yeah, October
Okay.
of 94. And I'm
Yeah.
7 months pregnant with my daughter there. And
No
so,
way.
yeah, Lexi likes to tell people she met Mary Kay.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Awesome. Okay, Rosie, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, Lisa Ann, I just love your enthusiasm. You know, just sitting here and listening to you, even though we're thousands of miles apart, it just gets me all pumped up and just you're just awesome. And I love, besides your enthusiasm, I love the way that even though, you're connecting virtually, you have that knack for still personalizing it and turning it into a relationship and actually talking to the people, not just making it all online. I love that. So thank you so much for sharing with us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. When you're in people's bathrooms, it's, you're kind of making a connection with them, when you're sitting in their bathroom with them. But thank you. I really appreciate that.
So true. Okay, you guys. Well, listen, thank y'all so much there. We had a huge group tonight. Thank you for honoring me by getting on here and honoring Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann, anytime you have a guest, you're like, y'all better get on here. But actually, this group is so good because we come on here willingly every Sunday night to learn and to motivate each other. And a lot of people on YouTube, are just thanking you and everything. Karen Crownover is a director of YouTube, and she said she debuted in 1994 as well. And she said, Lisa Ann presented me with my annual Go Give Award at the Ruby Seminar. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
That's so
she was
awesome.
here after me. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys so much. And we just, I hope you'll put this to use. We don't want to get fat with knowledge. we got to use what we learned. So grab those Google Docs. If you somehow didn't get the link, reach out to your sales director, and I'll get them to her, and we'll make sure you have everything you need. So we expect to tell you lots of great stories after this, Lisa Ann, and how we've used what you said. So, and let me just say one little shout out for Lisa Ann. Y'all know right now on marykay.com under digital basics, there are some little short videos that you can post on your Facebook page. And Lisa Ann did one of the ones for skincare. And so you can't really tell, like when you look at them, like one of them says mix and match. They're pink with a line through it. And hers says beautiful beginnings, I believe. And so that's kind of cool. So like last week, what I did is I got on my business page on YouTube, on Facebook, and I scheduled these to go out every day.
Great
And
idea.
So, yeah, so I'm like, all right, let's see if this works. So it's pretty cool because I didn't want to put too many because I want them to watch it and just keep some stuff going. So that's something that you could do. And especially even if you're brand new and you don't know what you're doing, you could go on there and grab those off of Mary Kay In Touch. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else over here on the chat thing. All right, just a lot of thank yous and love. So thank you, Lisa Ann. We're going to tell our YouTubers goodbye. I'm going to go ahead and